Hey, FlimsyLunchTray here with a different than normal video, as you can probably already tell from the Twitch chat I have on the left side of the screen from yesterday's World of Warships Twitch stream. Today, I originally just wanted to focus on giving kind of a channel update, which is still going to happen, but today actually would mark the 200th video I've uploaded to YouTube. And it's pretty crazy when I look back to see the statistics and stats I showed in my Discord server, the 100th video I had uploaded to now. So really thankful for the support and everything that's come along so far in my time on World of Warships. So this is kind of the white elephant in the room. I feel like needing to talk about what is transpiring thus far with the community contributor Exodus. That's what CC stands for. Currently happening in World of Warships, and then I am going to shift gears into kind of giving a channel update with my thoughts and opinions on the matter and the future of the channel. So, I mean, if you are a subscriber, viewer, you may want to stick around for that going forward. So, I think there's already a lot of videos out since, Friday. What transpired, and starting off with Little White Mouse, which is the LWM, in case you're not entirely certain what that means. So just briefly touching on that and what's been happening so far this weekend. Little White Mouse was one of the best community contributors WarGaming had, and over the incident with the Yukon, a ship which her and Trebetsu were asked to be a part of developing, only to have WarGaming say, oops, miscommunication, say you actually weren't really asked to be a part of helping develop the ship and introducing it to the game, even though they originally had been asked to. Typical miscommunication excuses that WarGaming likes to give the player base. So basically things went south even more so since after that, and led to Little White Mouse posting in the forums, which apparently I just lost where it was. Here it is. Where she gives an update that in the wee hours of August 12th on one of the CC, Community Contributor Discord channels in front of everyone, a WarGaming employee had decided to contradict her, belittle her, ignore her evidence while barking at her to show them respect. And so this was, I think it was the breaking point already, which I'm kind of surprised it wasn't the breaking point sooner. But essentially WarGaming violated their agreement. It only took 6 weeks for WarGaming to go back on their word. She had approached Sub Octavian in an effort to repair matters, in that she needed 3 things. 1, to work on repairing their corporate culture. 2, to provide regular updates on Huron's progress. And 3 is to add the Sackville's camo to Yukon, which Little White Mouse and Trebetsu had already worked extensively on. All they have to do is just add it to the game and good to go. Sackville's camo represents 2 things for me. First, it's tangible proof that WarGaming takes the above issue seriously and is willing to deliver something on the short term beyond simple apologies or vague, unbacked promises of a future project they may or may not deliver in a year's time. Second, it honors the time and energy Trebetsu and I put into the Yukon project over 16 months. Sub Octavian agreed to points 1 and 2, but not 3. If they do not respect the time and energy Chobi and I put into the project or presently in the game, they see it as their right to mistreat community contributors and players and expect empty promises and hollow apologies to smooth things over. They have demonstrated they will do this repeatedly. Enough is enough. Effective immediately, I'm resigning from the community contributor program. Now, I've seen some people, players and non-players, kind of, well, it's just a camouflage. Like, why are you getting so worked up over that? It's not simply it's just a camouflage. It's forcing WarGaming to take an action, to not just words, but actual action for them to improve the matter. And showing like, hey, we're willing to repair relationships with the community. So let's go ahead and we're going to put this camouflage for the Yukon in the game. But that didn't happen, so after this belittlement from one of the WarGaming employees, Little White Mouse decided to back out or drop from the community contributor program. Trebetsu followed suit. I don't think Trebetsu is actually a community contributor, just a mod worker and assisting within the game. But it's like losing one of the best community contributors WarGaming had, and as such, in that CC Discord channel, there were other community contributors had to kind of step forward and dogpile in and kind of defending Little White Mouse and saying like, hey, like you've got the facts wrong here. And so that has now led to what is being called the CC Exodus. This is something I've been discussing with in my FlimsyLunchTray Discord server with admins, moderators, and just players who support the channel. And it's been interesting to see this transpire over the weekend. I mean, originally I was wanting to wait till tomorrow to make this video, or Monday. This video is going to go live Monday. But I have a really crazy busy work week, and I need to get Monday's video out sooner than later. So I'm recording this on Sunday morning. I mean, just what transpired Saturday. I mean, you have, I know there's more than at least 12 CCs. I mean, you had the biggest ones leaving. Evidently, you know, you have Jingles, Flambass, Mr. Gibbons. I have a list of them here. Let's see. Yeah, iChase, Turi, Yuzval, Malamu, Mr. Gibbons, Clyde the Monkey, Denarmo. I mean, and that list just keeps going on between, you know, one of the top community contributors to those who maybe just recently became a community contributor backing out of the program. And yeah, it's just really terrible to see the state that World of Warships has come to, particularly by WarGaming's hands. Those of you who may know, once when the Little White Mouse incident first took place, I elected to take a 3-month boycott of giving WarGaming any money, and for now that is permanently instated, where I do not plan to give them a penny of my money for the foreseeable future, unless it has to do with something maybe I'm giving back to the community here on the channel in regards to, you know, maybe it's gifting doubloons or something along those lines to, or containers to subscribers, viewers, so on and so forth. But it's really, I mean, disheartening to see the direction WarGaming has taken as a company. I mean, the loot boxes have just been kind of staggering. I mean, I started playing World of Warships in the fall of 2019, and then, I mean, already then it was already going downhill, and then 2020 was like, oh, okay. I mean, you had the Puerto Rico dumpster fire, and then 2021 has just been terrible. I made a meme compilation of update 10.0, update 0.10.0, memeing the commander rework essentially. And in that video, I used a clip from the Avengers Infinity or Endgame. And that video got a lot of reactions and views, and one of the things I put towards the end was, I think I explicitly said WarGaming developers, which I don't know how much responsibility WarGaming developers have for what's happening in World of Warships right now, as WarGaming developers in 2021, and basically destroying World of Warships with the game trying to survive. I've already been asked by multiple people to redo an updated video of that off of 10.7, which I will probably in a few weeks. Just work's picked back up for me again after summer vacation, so I'll get to that at some point. But if you're interested in seeing that video, I'll have it in the link in the description here. But yeah, so I mean, you had the loot boxes. I mean, WarGaming classic communication issues. I mean, this year alone has just been, well, you've had the Santa containers, you had the unique voiceovers of Kong and Godzilla, which was just roaring. You had the Little White Mouse incident. You had the summer sale. You had the loot boxes now to try, was it to get a random bundle of the Missouri. You know, when Missouri's like, oh, we're going to sell it for doubloons, but then they're like, oh, it's in a random bundle, and maybe you'll have a chance of getting it after you've given us hundreds of dollars. It's like WarGaming, like, kind of putting out the golden calf to sell. So, of course, they'll do something like that. So, just I mean, still somewhat recent newer player. I mean, that's kind of fading now. I've just been around for almost 2 years in the game and started doing these YouTube videos last fall. It's just really disheartening to see the direction the game has taken. some of you may have caught Jingles. Well, actually, there'll be only 100 of you or so who caught the Jingles Q&A on his Discord server on Saturday morning, which I caught, I think, most of it. I was a little late to the party. And he had iChase Gaming there. He had Flambast joined in. And they're just kind of talking about the toll of just how WarGaming ignores their feedback. And Jingle said something interesting in saying that where he noticed where the change took place was when on the CC Discord server, originally they could talk to the higher ups as community contributors. But then at the point in which they replaced them with other worker bees, kind of liaisons that the community contributors no longer kind of had that direct access to the higher ups within WarGaming. That is when he said he noticed the change take place. So that's been, he said, occurring for roughly the past 3 years. And it's hard to believe that WarGaming actually listens to player feedback alone, but just their interaction with how they've treated Little White Mouse in particular has been really disturbing and disheartening. I keep using the word disheartening a lot. And this shows that even like their best community contributor, they don't care about her or Chobi. They don't care about community contributors in general. They don't really care about the player base. The rate at which this year, I have noticed in particular, of how much WarGaming is pumping out premium ships, anything to make them more money, has just been crazy. I mean, ridiculous amounts of trying to scrape any money they can get from the player base. It's just pure greed. I mean, it's so hard when you're a player of this game and you care about the game, you enjoy the game, you love the game, but then you have a company like WarGaming in control at the helm, and they're just wrecking the game. Like when I made that meme compilation of WarGaming developers in 2021, or those who are more responsible of what is taking place in the game right now, kind of there's a part of me like I mean I know it was a meme, but I was like, would this be true? Will WarGaming really be taking such a terrible direction in the time to come as 2021 goes by? And yeah, I mean we're only 8 months into 2021. I mean, just look at the state of the game. I mean, you've been kind of watching the Twitch chat. I mean, it's so bad. A lot of players reacting pretty similar to the Puerto Rico dumpster fire. I mean, I would say this is probably right now. I mean, it's not even over yet. We'll have to see what WarGaming's response is this coming week. But it's almost, to me, it's worse than the Puerto Rico dumpster fire. I mean, it's on par with the Sir Fosh incident with WarGaming in regards to World of Tanks, where WarGaming made not just gaming news, but like headline news from multiple different media outlets. That was bad. I mean, and this is just touching those levels. And so, WarGaming or Jingles decided, I'm going to leave the CC program on my own accord. I'm not going to be kicked out. I'm not going to be pushed out. I'm going to leave on my own accord. Which I don't blame him for doing so. I mean, you can even tell from Jingles over the past month or so that he's been rather displeased with WarGaming and what has transpired over the summer, and particularly, especially with Little White Mouse. That was just kind of the straw that broke the camel's back. And so it's just a complete mess right now, what's happening within the community contributor program. And so on and so forth. Now, Jingles did emphasize that, if you are a community contributor, you do what's best for you. If that is continuing to be a community contributor and playing the game, if that's what's best for you, then please do so. And if you feel like it's best for you to lead the community contributor program, then please do so. I mean, don't feel like you're forced to, or just because some of the top CCs are leaving the game, means that you should also be leaving the community contributor program. I know a few who've come forward just saying that they intend to stay right now, but they're kind of also like, where we want to wait and see what WarGaming's response is going to be, because WarGaming's responses after incidents always take place on the weekend, right? And then when they respond, it's just usually adding fuel to the fire. I've been joking with my clan and in my Discord that WarGaming doesn't know the difference between a fire extinguisher and gasoline. They tend to seem to get both of them mixed up. I mean, keep in mind, this is a game that's PEGI rated for 7-year-olds to play World of Warships. And they have just this insane, Wargaming has this insane amount of greed for money. And they're making lots of money, mind you that. And exposing just even possibly 7-year-olds who are playing this game to the greed and other just toxicity you find with Wargaming and what can transpire in chat, just like here on the Twitch channel. It's just, it's crazy. So yeah, so for myself and the future of the YouTube channel, well, and this being the 200th video, I did first want to start off saying, you know, this is how far the channel has come. So when I made the 100th video, I was at 7,865 views, 583.7 watch hours, 114 subscribers, and 49,306 impressions. Now we are at 31,000 views versus the 7,865 views. We're at watch time 2,472.7 hours versus that 583.7 watch hours. Subscribers 305 in comparison to that 114. Impressions 286,499 versus 49,306. So that's just crazy. I started off this YouTube channel just as a hobby because I really enjoyed the game. The two things that keep me playing World of Warships right now is the fact that I enjoy the game and the community. Although my enjoyment of the game is continuing to slightly become less and less. It seems like with each update that WarGaming does in World of Warships. But it's my clan, it's the community. The interaction I have with you guys is what really helps hold me on and continuing to play this game. So for that, I just thank you guys as a community. Most of you know that I like to try to focus on creating positive content that will help players. Especially, you know, like new players with the new player guide series we're doing. Some of the most ongoing popular watched videos that I do are the upgrade and commander build videos that I do. I have people watch those every day still, and so there's just a lot of support that comes from that and just trying to help out. But I generally like to avoid drama. I don't like to get into what's always going on within World of Warships. I mean, I talk about it in the Discord server, the FlimsyLunchTray Discord server, which is an invite link in the description below if you're interested. You know, we do talk about that from time to time. Talk about it with my clan, but in general in the YouTube videos, I like to avoid the drama of what's going on in World of Warships. But, you know, this is just, right now, it's just, you can't not talk about what's happening. You know, so when Little White Mouse, when she made the first forum post of how her and Chobi were treated, you know, she said, if this bothers you, then speak with your wallet. Don't be toxic. Don't be trying to create drama within the community, but speak with your wallet. And so for myself and many others, you know, at this point, we're just decided to speak with our wallets. And that's what I intend to do from here on out. I've been asked before, especially when I started the YouTube channel, if I had aspirations to become a community contributor. No. I've never have, just because I've seen how WarGaming has treated their CCs. I mean, you hear a lot of stories from different CCs, different outlets, former CCs, and then just seeing how WarGaming treats the player base, and how they're rather condescending at times. And that the corporate culture of WarGaming is that we demand respect from you. Even if we treat you like trash, we still just demand respect from you. Is just terrible. So the future of World of Warships, I mean, I have no idea where WarGaming is going to be 2 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. But for a company as greedy as WarGaming is, that's especially become very evident this year, I can't see them as a company lasting forever. I mean, greed will only take you so far when you alienate your community contributors, you alienate your player base, and you continue to imbalance the game more and more every year, each month, with each update. I mean, at some point, I would see the game collapsing. Potato Quality pointed out, even though like, for us who've spent money on the game, you don't actually own anything you've purchased in the game. You only rent it. So whenever WarGaming inevitably at some point, turns the lights off, unplug the servers, you don't get any of the money back that you've invested into this game. Maybe that's really extreme or hard to say, but it's true. Since the Commander Rework of 10.0, I've just stopped giving WarGaming money. The only thing I bought was I purchased the linen before they removed it in the update 10.5, and that's the only thing I've spent money on since the whole debacle with the update of the Commander Rework of 10.0, which they are continuing to do a rework of the rework of the rework. I'm using that now on 10.7, all just to get their submarines in. So it's just really sad to see the state of the game right now. As far as the channel goes, what are my intentions for the future? As you know, I do, or those of you who are subscribed and following along with what I do 4 videos a week. The rotation for that is typically a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. I did give an extra bonus of an additional video on this past Friday, just because of reaching this highlighted mark of 200 videos. So I did a double feature on Friday for you guys, but beforehand, I even wanted to try to pump out more videos because I have enough content to do a video like 7 days a week, just have Sundays off or whatever. But I just haven't been able to, and right now I don't want to produce more content of World of Warships on more than the 4 videos I do a week. So much so right now I'm actually pretty much considering dropping that down to 3 videos a week. And then I'd still have 4 videos a week, but I would start exploring another game. I think it's hard when you have a YouTube channel, when you have all your eggs in one basket, and then when the basket collapses, falls apart, then all the eggs break, and then you have to completely start something new. So I'm looking at maybe it's on Mondays. I do a different game. There's 3 games in particular. There's 3 other games I play right now besides World of Warships. And I'm kind of interested to see your guys' feedback on what you would like to see. The first one is a Red Alert Command and Conquer. It's a PC, it's a strategy game. And that game's been around a long time. It's a really fun game. I played even as a small boy. And so I could do, Red Alert Command Conquer videos on Mondays. Another game I'm playing right now is actually Farming Simulator 19. For those of you who do not know, I don't think I've ever shared this before, but basically I grew up a country boy. And so I've been enjoying a game. Both, keep in mind both Farming Simulator 19 and Red Alert Command and Conquer, those are videos that are games that don't have companies that are constantly screwing with the game. You buy their product and that's what you get. It's not this ongoing thing where the game developers are constantly screwing with the game like WarGaming does on unfathomable levels, and that's why I like playing Red Alert. That's why I like playing Farming Simulator 19, because I don't have to deal with a greedy corporate company game developer. The other game I've played, it's been a couple months since I've played it, is Among Us. I kind of have fun with Among Us. I like the interaction that you get with other people. So, there's 3 things there. I like trying to maybe tailor the channel towards more war strategy, with doing Red Alert Command and Conquer as an example. So I think that I might try that one out. So that means only having 3 World of Warship videos a week. I've been asked, hey, Flimsy, can you do a video on this? Hey, Flimsy, can you do a video on that? And I really try to fit those in when I can. With the regular content that I have going on right now, it takes a while, maybe sometimes, to get something else in. And so I think every now and then, rather than the traditional Friday, Saturday, feature a ship on Friday, have an upgrade commander build on Saturday, there might be some weeks that I put out a topic video. Like I was recently asked, like, hey, can For those of us who are newer players, can you talk about the tech trees? You know, what's the differences between them? Maybe what should I be doing as a new player? I'm like, oh, that's actually a really good video idea. I could cover that. You know, one video just talking about destroyers of the different nations, cruisers, battleships. I'll have a small video on CVs because I don't really play CVs much at all. And we can look at that, right? So, I mean, that's a helpful video, so on and so forth. So we'll have to see. I don't know when I'm going to start, if that will be the beginning of next week, where I start only doing 3 videos of World of Warships a week, and then have the 4th video being like Red Alert as an example. I can try it out and see what happens. But at this point, I feel like I want a little bit more distance between myself as a player and World of Warships content creator and WarGaming, just because I'm really displeased with what WarGaming's been doing this year, and the fact that they don't listen to community contributors, that they don't value community contributors, they don't listen to the player base, they don't value the player base, despite saying we value your feedback, which is honestly just BS. You know, even Chris Santos said, you know, what the player base wants is not always in line with what the developers want. I mean, that's pretty straightforward and stating right there. It's like, no matter what the player base majority, like what we want, WarGaming is going to do what WarGaming wants to do. And if you're here and you play World of Tanks, I feel really bad for you guys with what they're looking to do with introducing Crew 2.0. That just looks like a nightmare in playing that. So I feel for you guys. You know, we're in this together, World of Warships player and World of Tanks players. But I mean, WarGaming repeatedly tells us, oh, miscommunication. Oh, so sorry, we'll do better next time. And words are empty without action. And WarGaming needs to take action. It'll be interesting to see what transpires. I'm really interested to see what WarGaming's response this coming week is going to be. I'm recording this on Sunday, and I don't know if WarGaming will respond on Monday when this video goes live on Monday. But it's going to be really interesting to see what WarGaming's response is going to be, because this is pretty huge. What's happening in the game right now. So yeah, we're just going to have to wait and see. And I've also seen a lot of players who have already begun uninstalling the game, quitting the game. Players who said, I'm no longer giving WarGaming any of my money and none of my time. So, I mean, you do what's best for you. You know, I had a video that covered, you know, how to have fun in World of Warships. And in the end of that, you know, I talked about, you know, maybe taking a break, you know, having breaks. I regularly take breaks from World of Warships, roughly 5 days, 3-4 times a year. Or it might be that quitting the game and walking away is actually what's best for you. So I think that's up to you as a player. I intend to kind of stick around in World of Warships longer, trying to create positive content and helping players in the game. That's the direction that I'm intending to head right now. So it's up to WarGaming. The ball's in WarGaming's court, what they decide to do. And usually they don't do a good job when the ball is in their court, to be honest. So yeah, keep in mind that a lot of the community managers and employees at WarGaming, there are a good number of them who want the best for the game possible, but a lot of these things are out of their control, like on the Twitch stream, you know, Conway, Chrysantos, many others. They don't have any control of what's happening within the game, and they have to take the bear of a lot of anger directed towards WarGaming. I think that'd be a really hard job to be in, or just being a WoW's community manager in general, just because of trying to represent a company that's just doing despicable things, and that, I think, as IHA said, is morally bankrupt. So I think we'll go ahead and end it there. So I would be interested to know what your thoughts are in the comments. What are you as a player deciding to do? Are you going to stick around? Are you going to leave the game? Are you just really disappointed, displeased with WarGaming and what's going on right now? So if you liked today's video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Subscribe if you do want to see more. And if you have already subscribed, I really appreciate it, as I look to continue to grow the community and channel here with you guys. So take care, and hope you have a really good week.